Hey guys, welcome to the Wednesday Cardone University Mastermind. My name is Steve Spray, coming to you live from the 305 here in Miami. We are talking today about hooks and interests. Okay, so call in today, guys. I'm going to be talking about a few things. They're going to help you set better hooks, better interests, get people excited about what you're doing. And that way you can, set more appointments, get more interest, get more people to say, hey, you know what? I would look at that. I kind of like that. Okay, so what I'm looking for is for you to call in. You could have a deal that you're working, a deal that you ran into, a problem, a challenge, and call in and actually hit that number, 305-865-8668. That's the number. Call in, and we're going to be able to help you out. So we're taking callers right now, 305-865-8668. So, guys, this week we're talking about the hooks and interest, getting people excited. So, the first question is like, where do I need hooks and interest? A hook is something that pulls somebody in to tell me more about that. I'm more interested in that. Hey, yeah, what is that? No, I didn't know about that, right? So if you think about any scenario that you're in as a salesperson, you're pretty much trying to do this all day long. For instance, I'm on a phone call. I'm trying to call somebody who doesn't yet know about my business or know about what I do. I'm calling them because I know, they would be right for my product. So I know I can help them out, and it is going to require a hook or an interest for them to say, oh, wow, we've never thought about doing that. Or, you know what, man, we would be open to look at that. I need a hook and an interest, something to pull them back in, say, you know what, tell me more about that. I want to set an appointment with you. And so I want to talk about hey, how do you come up with these? I look at pitches and presentations every single day. People send them in, they drop them in. I got my inboxes are filled with, hey, can you look at my cold call pitch? What do you think? And I'm just going to be straight up honest with you guys. Some of them are sad. I'm like, dude, no wonder this guy's having a hard time. Look, so we need to really drill down. I decided, hey, I'm going to take responsibility myself, and I'm going to do a show on what I personally do and what I've really learned on what Grant's talked about in this program on how to create some interest. How to get people excited. Now, you may be thinking, well, dude, I don't sell over the phone and I don't cold call. You may be thinking, hey, I'm in a retail situation. I sell furniture, I sell phones, I'm wireless, I sell cars, I got people coming into me. That's who I deal with. So how would you do that to be able to set a hook and interest yourself? Coming in, you need to know, dude, hot buttons. Why do people buy? What are some cool things about what we do here? And so I want to show you a part of the program. There's two parts that I want you to focus on for this. And it's going to be the Master the Cold Call in the first one. So no matter what your business is, go into Master the Cold Call. So Master the Cold Call, there's going to be a category down here that very particularly, you actually want to go into the cold call process. So, this actually has some very detailed information. There's a few parts to this hooks and interest. There's where do I hook somebody in? Well, if it's on a cold call or an initial point of contact, look, I need to know how to drop a big claim. I need to know how to get somebody in. This is like a little 20-second elevator pitch right here. Okay, so right now we're talking about, hey, where do these show up? Where do I need to drop some big hooks and interest? You're going to drop them later too in your presentation, but particularly what this is getting somebody interested. It's going to happen right up front, and the cold call process has a really great video on that right in here in the greeting and the big claim. The second part is going to be this, and this is where this content really goes in depth on this one topic. It goes into sales process. And this may not be where you thought this was. So you may have seen this information before, but I'm going to show you. This is how I build this out. The information inside the presentation goes into some very specific videos on feature, advantage, and benefit. Feature, advantage, and benefit. These are very important for you to understand. You are going to use these all throughout your process. So you're going to be able to use these on a cold call. You're going to use these on a presentation. You're going to use these all throughout. When you're closing a deal, sometimes you need to be able to use these things because you need to get somebody to shut a deal down. And let me give you some rules on the feature, advantage, benefit. This all has everything to do with hooks and interest, by the way. People never buy the feature, ever. Okay, you don't buy the feature, you buy the actual benefit. Okay, you might even love the advantage. but you really buy because of the benefit. What is the benefit of me having Cardone University? The feature is Cardone University. The feature is that it's videos on a website. It's easy for me to walk around, right? That's the advantage. The benefit is, man, I get to learn more often. I actually get to close more deals. I get to be thinking about sales all the time. Okay, so I want you guys to call up. I want you to call in, and I want to talk about your features, advantage, benefits, and I want to set together, I want to build out a hook and interest for your pitch. So if you ever want me to build out your pitch, now is your time. Call in. We're going to work it out. So I've got a caller right here, and I want to take their question. Who do we got?
Awesome, man. We have Martin from the UK.
I got Martin, my man, from the UK. Martin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Steve.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Man, it's going great. Hey, so
Great.
I want to do this exercise with you.
Let's go.
Okay, so what's a feature that you have? You sell insurance. What's a feature?
Yeah. The feature is that we actually take the time to shop the market, the best insurers, which is advantage for you because and benefit because saves you the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Making sure that you're updated about the best market offers.
Yeah, so a feature,
policy.
yeah, so let's start at the beginning. Let's just start. This is where you guys got to really break this down. And really what you want to do is you want to do it just like this. And you guys should do this exercise. You guys should do this exercise with your sales team. So you need to do this with a group. This is not something, because you're not doing this right now. And this is where you really map it out, because sometimes what you'll do is you'll get probably these two confused. And this, when you can see it this way, this is what makes your pitch good. This is how you get somebody hooked and interested about insurance. That's not like a really exciting thing. So like, dude, how do we get somebody excited about that? Well, the feature is, what type of insurance do you sell?
Business insurance.
Business insurance. Okay, so I've got business insurance. All right. Now, what is my advantage? What would be an advantage to me having business insurance?
For example, if something bad happens, for example, if you injure a third party and they consider to sue you, you're actually covered.
Okay. So if you injure a third party, right? So does that happen?
Yeah.
The businesses that you call, does that happen often?
Yeah, sometimes, but most of the time it's simply something expected for them to have it. So it's not only about coverage, but
well, in your situation, they probably have to have it, correct?
yes.
Yeah, so they're required to have this. So they got to have it anyway. So, maybe this isn't even a really exciting part for them, but the advantage is, dude, doing business with you, what do they get with you? Lower rates?
Lower rates. We're working with A-rated insurers like Viva, Hisco, Allianz, and also more niche insurers which can cover specific requirements for their coverage.
Yeah. Good. So let's look at this. So features business insurance. The advantage is that, hey, listen, man, the advantage of having our business insurance, okay, really the advantage of business insurance is that it protects them, when they're on the job sites or wherever what type of business they have. The benefit to that is if somebody sues you, then, you don't lose a bunch of money. But your business insurance is really particular to pay attention to. So this is your business insurance. You get lower rates, and the benefit is save money. Right? That's your first pitch. Okay. That's your first pitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's another feature to what you do there? So let's step off the insurance. What's another feature to doing business with you? Service. What about service?
Yeah, the service. We actually have a dedicated team of consultants that we specialize in your particular industry. So we have teams of people that specialize in, for example, a restaurant industry, in the hotel industry, also with the salons, with the barbers, you know.
Yeah,
We
good.
have
So
different,
and so for me as a business owner, let's say I own a salon and I have your specialized team. What kind of advantage do I get by having your specialized team? Because I could have
you know
anybody's
what?
team. But what's an
Yeah, yeah.
advantage?
We know what we're talking about. We know how to provide you with the exact cover you need without including things which you don't need. For example.
So you know how to get the best coverage for the right thing. That way I'm not overpaying.
Yeah.
You know, okay, good. So, hey, you get the best coverage. And the benefit of that would be, dude, you don't overpay. Okay? Thanks a lot for calling in, man. So this is what we want to do. Feature, advantage, benefit. Now, this is how we set it up, right? This is where you have your pitch, your hooks, your interests. This is how you get somebody excited. Remember, this is what gets them excited. The benefit is what they will buy. The only reason I do business with you is because I can lower my expenses, you know? So I have my business not overpaying, right? So I'm not going to talk about this. I need to tie these things together. So the feature, hey, listen, when you do business with us, you get a specialized team that allows you to get the best coverage, not overpaying for your insurance. These are how you set up your pitches, right? So you guys got to really understand, you know, exactly. I like that. I need to get one of these on my desk. Wow. Whoa. Okay, the feature is the thing. What, I don't even know what this is called. What's it called?
Jamboard.
Shamboard?
Jam?
Oh, Jamboard. Oh, I like it's like the new Sham Wow. Okay, so we've got the Jamboard. Okay, that's the feature. Okay, the advantage is that, dude, I can pop up, I can write, I can show you guys what I'm talking about on paper, so that way you can take notes at home too. And the benefit to that is you make more money.
You can go back and put it on recorder.
Oh, dude, I like that. I like it. Okay, so we're gonna dig into that, but I want you guys to call it. Was there another? Yeah, let's.
Yes, sir. We're talking to Derek from Toronto.
Oh, nice, Derek from Toronto. How's it going?
It's Eric, but I'm doing super, Steve. How's it going with you?
Dude, Eric, my bad, man. My bad. Big E from the T.
Exactly, Steve. So my question is, so when I first started off, I was doing like ice cold, and I could do like 400 or 500 dials. Now, as I've kind of got more successful, I could probably squeeze in like 30 to 40 follow-up dials if other stuff doesn't come out. Like I do work like to 9 to 8:30 most days.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the amount of follow-up I can do most days. Did you struggle with that at some point? Is there a way to get those numbers up? Because I found follow-up takes a lot of time, putting it in the CRM, just like all that. Do you have any advice on just getting that number like way high or higher potentially?
Yeah, you know, it's like there's a great video actually inside the program. You want to show this? I'll show you guys. So like in the follow-up, if you guys look in here, you know, Grant really digs into. There's a few. This is why this whole program's so good on like the mistakes, the basics. You know, I would study these things because I would just go back through these, because what will happen is you'll start to figure out, okay, well, how do I structure a better day? How do I structure a better, tighter follow-up? And so then you're going to go into, you know, just different videos that really make a lot of sense for you in helping build out a structure. Like, when do I focus on follow-up? How do I focus on follow-up? Where do I put my attention throughout the day? For me particularly, you know, I did have a lot of problem. I mean, dude, I personally have over, I'm not even sure what the number is anymore, but it's over 200 accounts, company accounts. There's, like, I personally, there's over 10,000 people that use Cardone University from my accounts. Actually, I think it's 8,000, sorry. So there's over 8,000 people that are using our products, right? So like, dude, I got a lot of people, which means I got to be on the phone with customers, clients, but dude, sometimes I count those as prospecting calls. Because when I call to do a follow-up with a current customer, right, where I'm supporting them, or I'm like doing some things where it's like a follow-up, like I'm asking them for referrals. I'm asking them for extra opportunities. Hey man, what else haven't we provided you? You know, like in my case, I've got other products, which I know you do too, so you can kind of figure that out yourself. But the structure of that, so like having a list built out, I don't know if you have like a dialer or CRM set up, but like when I used to first got into sales, working for Grant, I would handwrite my whole list. So I would work 26 people every day, and I would just work this list. I keep calling them all day long. I call this like 3 or 4 or 5 times until I just mark people off or get a deal. And so I never built a list while I was at the office. So we've got a saying in our office that goes like this. It's, you don't want to clean your gun in the middle of the battlefield. Okay? Imagine back in the 1800s, you know, the guys, they had muskets back then, is that right? They're running around. But the guy, dude, you can't be out there cleaning your gun in the middle of the thing. And that's what a lot of salespeople do, is they try to build lists or like work on this stuff. Now, I know you don't have a problem with this, dude, because I can tell that, you know, you put a lot of activity out, but structure and, you know, putting a lot of energy on deals where, like, don't look at following up old clients as, oh man, that's a follow-up, because like I always ask for another sale. That's a prospecting call to me too, you know?
Got it. Okay. The other thing, I love to pick your brain on this. I always study what like top sales people do versus average people. So from your perspective, like, why do you think you or I forget the other guy's name, Mike Bonnet? Yeah. What do you think separates you guys from like the guys who don't make it or the average guys who work for Grant?
Yeah, it's simple, dude. It's very simple. It's like the hardest thing in the world, which is almost the easiest thing in the world to do, which is just be disciplined. And, you know, Grant talked a lot in the 10X rule that explains all this, where he's like, dude, it's your biggest problem, like, when it comes to action is your underestimation of effort or what it would take, you know? And so you see somebody do one thing, but like, man, that guy took a lot of energy into that call, or like that wasn't his first call. Like, he's done a lot of calls to get to where he's at. Or, so like I see this from new sales guys where like they come in, and they're like, you know what, man, it's not working for me. And I'm like, well, dude, how long you been here? Well, man, I'm on my 6th week. I'm like, well, dude, like I was starving, riding a bus, living in a furniture store in my 6th week. Okay, so hanging in there and building your way up, basically working your way through the statistics, like to get out of a non-existence of like, you know, because when you come into any organization, you're just starting. To get out of that, dude, there's got to be a lot of momentum to drive statistics up. That takes some time and a lot of effort. Most people underestimate it. And I'll tell you the thing that me and guys like Mike Bonnet have, like, dude, we were willing to really dig. Like, we work a lot of Saturdays, we work a lot of Sundays. When I go home, dude, honestly, like, I'm working. Like, I like it. I've found a way, because I'm winning all the time. It's not a job for me. It's something that, man, I like doing, and it becomes a discipline where I do the same things every single day. So that's a really, really great question.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Steve. I want to get in one of those Jags soon too, man. So I'll keep it up.
Dude, my goal for you, man, is that you have one sooner than later. So let me ask you this, man. How long have you been in your business?
3 years.
3 years. Love that. Good. So you're probably at a place where, like, hey, you know what? Things they're looking up. What are you not doing today that you were doing a year and a half ago that you need to start doing again?
I think it's the contacts, like just getting them way up. The only problem is I have to hire people or delegate more.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck in terms of a cash flow perspective to get those old contact numbers. Grant talks about it, like I'm down to, like, I've gone all in, right? I've put so much into myself. It's just I'm at that phase again. I need to get my contacts up. I can't do that unless we hire more people and delegate. But unfortunately, I'm tied up in terms of cash. But I have a full-on commitment. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, dude, you know, you got to, like, a lot of times, too, what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll look at, hey, what got me to where I'm at? And then how do I do a lot more of that? For you, it might just be add more people. You know, Grant always talks about people don't cost money. You know, so that's where.
What was that for you, Steve? Just so maybe I can think about it. Maybe there's something. Is there something that you stopped doing and then you reanalyzed, you did it again and blew it up and got you closer to 7 figures?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I stopped coming in on, you know, Sundays. I stopped coming in on some Saturdays. I started finding other things. Like me personally, dude, I got into, you know, I got a relationship, you know, and so I started spending a lot of time there. But then I started figuring out, well, man, we need to get on the same page. And we started working together, actually. Like, we're both in a much better place now. But I figured out a way to come in and start doing those things that work. Like, Saturdays always got me ahead of everybody. Sundays, For sure. Like that is the 100% thing. Like nobody's coming in on a Sunday, dude, because everybody thinks that, oh, that's the day you take off. So like doing those things, extra work, doing extra taps. One thing I got away from, and what I mean by that is not just coming into the office. What about Sunday follow-up? What about the no deal touch on a Sunday? When was the last time you sat down and text people? Like this is something that we just re-pushed in our office is selfie videos on Sundays to all the prospects we're working, just on, hey man, it's Steve here. I'm hanging out with my family. Just wanted to show you my little nephew. Okay, hey, just so you know, when you do business, man, I'm going to be able to help take care of this little kid. Okay, hope you guys are doing awesome. Like I want to be a real person to these people, and that's what gets deals done. And so installing those, like reinstalling those back in, have been really successful for us.
Totally. Thanks so much, man. Always enjoy it.
You got it, buddy. You got it, man. So guys, listen, we were talking about the feature advantage benefit. These are the things that we've got. If you guys want to call in right there, it's 305-865-8668. Those are the numbers. And dial those, call in. If you got a deal or a problem or a challenge that you ran into, let us know. And when you're building out hooks and interest for your business or your pitch, this is where you really want to get your feature advantage benefit down, because if you can understand those and if you can get them in a tight little pitch, like not a 20-second elevator pitch. Like I'm talking like a tight little 2-second story, like having Cardone University allows you to be able to train virtually every single day to be able to help you make more money every single day. Anytime you have a problem, it's there, it's available. If you've got one of the closing strategies that you need help with, it's there in your pocket. And the advantage of you being able to have that is that when you get off a problem with money, you can watch it, train, learn, and the way you benefit is long-term growth by doing that every single day. This is where you just want to chalk down a story. Keep a story tight. So if you're in a presentation, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Let's just say I'm showing the furniture, or I'm showing the cell phone, or I'm showing the airplane. I need to show the feature. And a lot of times, like if you listen to my pitches, my presentations, you'll hear me say, look, the feature is this. And the advantage to you of having that is this. And the only reason you'd want to do this is because you would benefit in this way. And then I usually end up getting I like that. That makes sense. So if you're finding out that like in your pitches they're not connecting, if you're just talking about stuff, if you're a car salesman, you're selling cars and you're like talking about the GPS system and how cool it is now, right? Just the GPS system alone is not going to sell the deal. It's not worth the extra $2,000. It's not. Okay, but now you pitch the deal the right way, the extra $2,000 is nothing because I pitched it as a GPS, and the advantage of having that is so that way you don't have to use your phone anymore. You can type it in there. It's all voice activated now, so it's ease, it's hands-free. And the benefit is, look, you get to go places quicker, faster, with more ease. Like if I can paint a whole picture together with that, it becomes more smoother, right? So you need to figure out whether you're in mattress sales, whether you sell B2B products, whether you sell painting, whether you're a roofer, anything, you got to figure out, hey, what is the feature advantage benefits? And you need to get those down tight. So do this exercise that we ran right here, and you're going to be able to do this for yourself and keep your pitches tight. So guys, listen, this week we talked about setting hooks and interest. Do that with the exercise I gave you. Do that and call me back next week. We're going to actually go through. I'm going to have some of you call in. I'll answer any questions you have about it. And guys, as always, thank you for always joining us here at the Mastermind. And if you have any questions, concerns, reach out to our organization. We'll help you out. And then we've got a couple big events coming up. So, of course, we have the Grant Cardone Business Boot Camp. We have a 2-day event where you can actually come in this office and watch our company, how we operate, how we execute. So if you ever wanted to just come in here and sit down and say, man, I wonder what Steve Spray does when he's on the phones. How does he work the list? What does he look like? Dude, is he really that good on the phone? If you want to come check that out, if it's worth the money just to come check out to see if I qualify, dude, I'm telling you, come on down. Okay, because you're going to be able to do that. That's going to be our brand new event. Go to grantcardone.com, click on the events. We have it there. And guys, as always, thank you so much for joining the Cardone University Mastermind. We'll see you back here next week.